Hello everybody, welcome to this next video on linear algebra. In the last video we have seen geometrically what do we mean by linearly dependent vectors when we are in R2 and R3. The same result which I have quoted in the last video, I am writing it in the form of a theorem, and I'll try to prove it analytically, so that if you have questions in the exam that you have to prove it something, then you should know how to prove that thing properly. So let me first explain what the theorem is. I'm saying here that suppose you have V is your vector space, and then a set which contains only one element is linearly dependent if and only if that element is 0. So you cannot have a non-zero single element which is linearly dependent. This is one thing, and if and only if means we have to prove both ways. And the second one is, if you have a set containing two vectors, say v1 and v2, then we are going to prove that set is linearly dependent if and only if v1 and v2 are collinear, means one of them is a scalar multiple of other. This we already know. And then we will prove that if you have a set of three vectors, then they are linearly dependent if and only if they are coplanar. It means that one of them is scalar multiple linear combination of other two. So let us do this. Let us prove it. So I'll first prove the first part. Right. So I have a vector v is linearly dependent if and only if v is 0. This is what I want to prove. So I'll start. Let v is linearly dependent. It means that whenever I have, it means that there exists alpha not equal to 0 such that I have alpha into v equal to 0. Now this is not equal to 0, it implies v equal to 0. Right. Conversely, let alpha v equal to 0, then I can choose a non-zero scalar, any scalar, non-zero, alpha in the field f such that alpha into v will be alpha into 0 equal to 0. So both ways you get it. Therefore, the set V, which is a singleton set, is linearly dependent if and only if that particular element is 0. So this result you will see that we will use many times, that whenever you have a single element and it came out to be linearly dependent, then you will make that element as 0, because this is a theorem. Okay, now let us prove the second part. Part 2 is that v1 and v2 are linearly dependent if and only if one of them is scalar multiple of other. Is scalar multiple of other, and the same thing can be said as they are collinear multiple of other. So let us do it. Let, one way I am doing, v1 and v2 are linearly dependent. It means that there exists alpha and beta not both 0. We'll say alpha is non-zero such that alpha into v1 plus beta into v2 is 0. Any of the alpha and beta can be non-zero. You can take alpha non-zero. So you have beta v1 is equal to minus beta upon alpha, because alpha is non-zero. I can divide with alpha v2. So you get that v1 here is a multiple of v2, and this is a multiple, right? So it means that v1 is a scalar multiple of v2, right? And if beta is non-zero, in that case you have v2 as a scalar multiple of v1. Conversely, let v1 and v2 are such that one of them is a scalar multiple of the other, then we need to prove that the set v1 v2 is linearly dependent. Now you have v1 is equal to alpha into v2. So you have 1 into v1 is equal to alpha into v2. So you have 1 into v1 plus minus alpha into v2 equal to 0. So you have, therefore we have scalars 1 and minus alpha, not both 0, because this is non-zero, not both 0, such that 1 into the first vector plus minus alpha into the second vector is 0. Therefore, v1, v2, they are linearly dependent. Right. Now let us move to the third part. v1, v2, v3 is linearly dependent if and only if one of them is linear combination of other two. right? Let us prove this thing. So first let us assume v1, v2, v3 are linearly dependent. It means that there exists scalar alpha, beta, gamma, not all 0. So I can assume any one as non-zero, such that alpha into v1 plus alpha plus beta into v2 plus gamma into v3 is 0. Now because this is non-zero, I'll take these two on the other side. So I have alpha v1 is equal to minus beta v2 plus minus gamma v3. Now I can divide with alpha. So v1 is minus beta by alpha v2 plus minus gamma by alpha v3. So you get v1 is linear combination of v2 and v3. Therefore v1 is linear combination of v2 and v3. Conversely, let v1 is linear combination of v2 and v3. It means that v1 is some beta times v2 plus gamma times v3. So I can write it as 1 into v1 plus minus beta into v2 plus minus gamma into v3 equal to 0. So it means that there exist scalars 1 minus beta minus gamma such that 1 into v1 plus minus beta into v2 plus minus gamma into v3 equal to 0. These are not all 0 because 1 here is non-zero. Right? It implies v1, v2, v3 is a linearly dependent set. So this is how you prove when you have such theorems in the exam that you have to prove, then this is how you proceed. So there are so many such results in regarding linearly independent and dependent vectors. Sometimes you may find that they are very obvious results why ma'am is proving those results, but this is for the sake of completeness, and I want that you should know how you can write nicely a proof. I'll do some of the proofs, right? I'm not doing everything, but some of the proofs I'm doing. So I should not call it a theorem. I'll just call it a result. In the next two videos also, 1-2 videos, we will be going to do these results, and you can use these results in the question that I'll do at the end. Okay, so we have this result in a vector space V. In a vector space V, any set of vectors containing the zero vector is linearly dependent. Any set of vectors containing zero vector is linearly dependent, right? So it means that the moment you see a set which contains a zero vector, right, vk plus 1 vk, you can just call it linearly dependent without checking anything. The moment you see zero vector inside a set of a vector space V, you can straight away say that that set is going to be linearly dependent. The answer is why? Because you can always write, right? You have suppose this is a set where is a zero element here, so you can write 0 into v1 plus 0 into v2 plus so on 0 into vk plus a non-zero vector alpha, this is non-zero, into your zero vector plus 0 into vk plus 1 plus so on 0 into vn. Obviously you will get a 0, right? So it means that there exist scalars which are 0 everywhere and then alpha and then 0 everywhere, not all 0, because you have a non-zero thing here, such that this into first vector, this into second vector, and so on, this into zero vector is equal to 0, therefore linearly dependent. So this result is quite useful. So the moment you see zero vector inside a set, you just declare that set as a linearly dependent set. For example, if you have a question in the exam, for example, x 0 3x, is it 3x square, is it linearly dependent or independent? You don't have to check anything because it contains the zero element. It is linearly dependent because it contains zero element, zero vector. Okay, so you can see sometimes the question can be very tough, like you are given this right? You are asked, well, what is this, linearly independent, dependent? So you'll say linearly dependent straight away because it contains the zero vector, right? So you don't have to check anything. So these results are quite useful. Now let us look at the second result. Next result is, in a vector space V, if V is linear combination of v1, v2, vn, in a vector space V, if a vector V is linear combination of v1, v2, vn, that is V belongs to span of v1, v2, vn, then v1, v2, vn is linearly dependent. This is quite obvious. Let us prove it. You see what result is saying, that if you have a vector space V, and here is a vector V. This is in the span of v1, v2, vn. It means that this is a linear combination of v1, v2, vn. Now if you collect this element, this V here, and all these v1, v2, vn, obviously you will get a linearly dependent set. So this is the result. So let us prove it. V belongs to span of v1, v2, vn. It means that V is equal to alpha 1 v1 plus alpha 2 v2 plus so on alpha n vn. It means that alpha 1 v1 plus alpha 2 v2 plus so on alpha n vn plus minus 1 into v is equal to 0. So you have scalars. It means that there exist scalars alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n minus 1, not all 0 because minus 1 is non-zero, not all 0, such that alpha 1 v1 plus alpha 2 v2 plus so on alpha n vn plus minus 1 into v equal to 0. It implies the set v1, v2, vn, and v is linearly dependent, right? So it means that if you have a vector which is linear combination of other vectors, you know that one of the vector is linear combination of other vectors, and you include them together, then obviously you'll get a linearly dependent set. For example, if I ask you, say x 2x, okay, and then you have x cube, x raised to power 4, right? This is linearly dependent or not. So here you can see that one of the vector 2x is 1 into 2 into x plus 0 into x cube plus 0 into x4. So one of the vector is linear combination of other vectors. So don't need to check anything else. Therefore, this is linearly dependent set. Right. For example, if you have this question, sin x, sin square x, cos 2x, tan x, secant x, right, 1 upon cot x, something like this. Suppose this is asked that whether this is linearly dependent or not. So here you can see that you look at these. You have cos of 2x is equal to cos square x minus sin square x plus 0 into tan x plus 0 into secant x plus 0 into 1 by cot x. So you don't need to take this actually. So you see that one of the element is linear combination of rest. Therefore, this is linearly dependent. So these results, will help you to tackle many problems. Okay. So let us do one more result. Next result is, in a vector space V, okay, this is important, right? In a vector space V, if in a vector space V, if v1, v2, vn are linearly independent, v1, v2, vn are linearly independent, and there is a vector which does not belong to the span of v1, v2, vn, then if you include that particular element, that is also linearly independent. Right. So you see there is a contrast between the last result and this result. In the last result we are saying that, this is your vector space V, and here is a linearly dependent set, right? Or may not be the linearly independent set. Here is any set, and if you add element which is in the span of, let us call this set as B, if this element belongs to span of B, you include it, you'll get a linearly dependent set, right? Okay. In this result we are saying that if you have a set B which is linearly independent and there is an element which is not in the span of B, then if you include this set, then you will get a larger linearly independent set, right? So you can keep on increasing, linearly independent sets by including the elements which are not in the span of already the set which you have, right? Okay, so now you are given that you want to prove that this set is linearly independent, right? Okay, this is your task, and you are given that this set is linearly independent. So let us do start from there. Given v1, v2, vn is linearly independent set, it means that whenever alpha 1 v1 plus alpha 2 v2 plus so on alpha n vn equal to 0, it implies alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n all are 0, right? Okay, now I need to prove this. Okay, now let there exist alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n such that alpha into first vector v plus alpha 1 into v1 plus alpha 2 into v2 plus so on alpha n vn equal to 0, right? Now see, if alpha is non-zero, in that case what will happen? In that case you can write v as minus alpha 1 upon alpha v1 minus alpha 2 upon alpha v2 plus so on minus alpha upon alpha vn. It implies v is in the span of v1, v2, vn, which is not true. Because it is given that v is not in the span of v1, v2, vn. So alpha cannot be non-zero. It implies alpha equal to 0. Alpha equal to 0, it implies alpha 1 v1 plus alpha 2 v2 plus alpha and vn is 0. Now whenever this thing is there, because v1, v2, vn are given to be linearly independent, therefore you can write alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n are 0. It implies you get alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n all 0. It implies the set v1, v2, vn is linearly independent, right? So this is what we wanted to prove. Now there is one more result. This is very important, last result in this video, then we'll move on to the next video. This result says any subset of a linearly independent set is also linearly independent. Any subset of a linearly independent set is again a linearly independent set. And the next result is any superset of linearly dependent set is linearly dependent set, right? So it means that you have this situation. This is your vector space V and this is your linearly independent set, right? So if you go inside all these subsets, inside this linearly independent, all the subsets are linearly independent. And on the other hand, if you have a vector space V and you have a linearly dependent set, then if you go ahead, right, like this, all the supersets are linearly dependent, right? Okay, so it's like let us do this thing, prove it. So first I want to prove that subsets of linearly independent sets are linearly independent. Okay, let you have a set v1, v2, vn. Let this is a set which is linearly independent, and you take any subset v1, v2, vk. I may not choose from here, you can choose any vectors from this set. We want to prove this set is linearly independent. So for that you do alpha 1 v1 plus alpha 2 v2 plus alpha k vk equal to 0. Now you want to prove alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha k are zeros. Now you see I can write it like this: alpha 1 v1 plus alpha 2 v2 plus so on alpha k vk plus 0 into vk plus 1 plus 0 into vk plus 2 and so on 0 into vn equal to 0. Now you see here you have v1, v2, vk, vk plus 1, vk plus 2, vn. Now v1, v2, this set is linearly independent. It means that all these alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha k, all these are zeros and rest are automatically 0. So we get that whenever you have alpha 1 v1 plus alpha 2 v2 plus alpha k vk, these are 0, this set is vector is 0, then you get alpha 1 equal to alpha 2 equal to alpha k equal to 0. It implies this set v1 v2 vk, which is a subset of the linearly independent set, is linearly independent, right? Conversely not, next result you want to prove that linearly dependent superset of linearly dependent sets is linearly dependent. So let you have a set v1 v2 vn is linearly dependent, right? And you have any superset, just add one element, irrespective of what is the nature of that element we want to prove is linearly dependent. Let us prove it. So you have this v1 v2 vn linearly dependent. It means that there exist scalars alpha 1 alpha 2 alpha n, not all 0, such that alpha 1 v1 plus alpha 2 v2 plus so on alpha n vn equal to 0. Now I can just bring 0 into v1 plus alpha 1 v1 plus alpha 2 v2 plus so on alpha n vn equal to 0. Means that there exist scalars 0 comma alpha 1 alpha 2 alpha n, not all 0, because we know one of the alphas is non-zero, such that 0 into v, not v1, v, the extra vector we added here, okay, plus alpha 1 into v1 plus alpha 2 v2 plus so on alpha n vn equal to 0. It implies the set v1 v2 vn is linearly dependent. So supersets of linearly dependent sets are linearly dependent, and subsets